Okay. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to welcome you all to our new live video, in which we are going to give you a very important details about Cognizant on-campus hiring for 2023 batch. Okay. So, first of all, I would like to mention that this particular drive, which is Cognizant has started, is an on-campus hiring drive, and definitely within a few months they will be launching their off-campus drive for the 2023 batch as well. So, if you have got any particular notification from your college, or if you haven't received, make sure you watch this video till the end, because we are going to discuss some of the very important details like previous year paper analysis, detailed pattern, not the pattern which you will see on the internet, or not the pattern which the company shares during their pre-placement talk. So we are going to check some details which you will not find anywhere on internet. So make sure that you watch this video till the end. Okay. Because in this video, we are going to check the paper. I'll just share the agenda with you. So we are going to check the latest selection process. There have in their selection process compared to last year. Okay. We are going to check the pattern. We are going to check the detailed pattern. So why I have mentioned two things is pattern is something which company tells you in their pre-placement talk, and which is a very general overview. Detailed pattern we'll be sharing with you the exact number of questions, the exact time, what type of questions will be asked. So all those details. Okay. We have done a previous year analysis of last year's paper for Cognizant, Gen C and Gen C Elevate. Okay, so currently, if you have checked this particular slide, they have launched their hiring for Gen C and Gen C Elevate role. Okay, currently they have not mentioned much details about the Gen C Pro or the Gen C Next, you can say, job roles. So once we get any particular update about those particular job roles, we will update you. Okay, now let's move ahead with this particular video. First of all, you might be aware that Cognizant offers 4 job profiles. Okay, so one is Gen C, Gen C Elevate, Gen C Pro, and Gen C Next. Okay, so currently whatever they have launched the drive, that is for Gen C and Gen C Elevate. Okay, now many of you might have understood that this particular is an on-campus drive, and in some colleges in the previous months, Cognizant had already conducted one digital nurture program. Okay, those of you have knows this, you might be understanding what I am saying. So others, this is an you can say a training program which is conducted by Cognizant in some of the colleges, and through this digital nurture program, they have already given offers for Gen C Next and even Gen C to some of the students. Okay, currently they have launched their on-campus hiring for Gen C and Gen C Elevate. In future, if they launch Gen C Next or Gen C Pro, we'll make sure we will update you about it. Okay, so in this particular drive, okay, generally what happens whenever you go for a lower package. Okay, so let me share the packages. So Gen C offers 4 LPA package. Gen C Elevate offers 4 LPA plus skill bonus. So last year the skill bonus was around 25,000. Gen C Pro offers around 5.4 LPA, and Gen C Next, last year it offered 6.75 LPA. This year we need to check once the student receive the final offer letter, those who have been selected previously for Gen C Next. But if Cognizant launches its Gen C Next drive on campus, you'll be able to upgrade it. Maybe there will be some process or selection process which Cognizant will announce with your training and placement officer. Okay. Now, most important thing, I have not enabled the live chat right now. So I will complete all the details which I want to share. At the end, you can ask all the frequently asked questions. Okay, whatever doubts, queries you have, you can ask. Currently, I am not going to do any kind of marketing about our products or paid packages. Just one line, that is Cognizant Masterclass. We are going to start from 6th of August. Okay. So if you are preparing for Gen C or Gen C Elevate, you can register for it. All details I will give at the end of the video. Okay. Now, these are the profiles which you are going to get once you get placed. So if you have received a notification from your college, you might have received one PDF basically from Cognizant. And in that, they have already given these particular technologies for you, for which they will be hiring you. Okay. It does not mean that in their test, they are going to ask you questions on these technologies. These are the technologies which you will work on once you get selected in Cognizant. Okay, so it is full stack engineering, data analytics, data science, okay, IoT, testing, a lot of technologies which they have mentioned over here. If you get selected for Gen C Next, so this is last year's screenshot, this is this year's screenshot, this is the latest screenshot. For Gen C Next, they go on for they select students for technology like advanced Java, .NET, Python developer, advanced ones, full stack software engineer, okay, AWS engineer, quality engineer, okay. These kind of roles they hire for Gen Z next, okay. Now, this is the latest pattern for Gen Z and Gen Z Elevate. This is the latest selection process, I would say. Okay, you might have received this selection process. I will tell you this selection process, how it is working. Okay, in short, you might have received this, but many of you might have doubt with what is this screening and all those things. Okay, so I will just share you. So first of all, you might have received a registration link from your college training and placement department. Okay, so you need to make sure you register on that particular link. And guys, don't share this link on social media, because this is not a off-campus drive. This is an on-campus drive. So whatever link you have received from your training placement officer, only apply on that particular link. Okay. Now, while registration, you need to select either Gen Z Elevate or you have to select Gen Z. Okay, you need to select technical assessment during your registration process if you want to apply for Gen Z Elevate role, and you need to select aptitude test if you want to apply only for Gen Z role. Okay, so you can apply only for one, you cannot apply for both. Okay, so once the registration is over, based on whatever details you have filled in your registration form, there will be a screening process. Okay, what that is, I will tell you in the next particular slide. So that screening process is basically to make sure to understand that you have got some basic technical knowledge at least. Okay, because for the Gen Z role, they are not expecting any technical knowledge. Also, in the eligibility criteria, if you check, they have allowed all branches, all stream students for the Gen Z role. Whereas for the Gen Z Elevate role, they are allowing only the circuit branch students and the CSIT students. Okay, so CSIT and other circuit branch students are allowed for Gen Z Elevate. If you are from mechanical, civil, or other branches, then you will be eligible only for Gen Z. Okay. Now, if you are a CSID student or if you are an electronics or ENTC student, then you have got a choice whether to apply for Gen Z Elevate or Gen Z. Now, which factors are there? We will check that you need to check before applying for Gen Z Elevate or Gen Z. Okay. Now, if you are selecting Gen Z Elevate, then you will have to appear for a technical assessment. Okay. And if you are selecting Gen Z, then you will have to appear for a aptitude. There is no technical section in this particular aptitude test. I'm going to share in detail pattern also. Now, if you clear this particular test, either technical or aptitude, then you will go to round 2, which is a communication assessment. Now, this is something new which Cognizant has brought in. Last year, there was no communication round. This year, they have introduced this communication round. Now, still now, there is no clarity on whether this communication round is going to be, you can say, elimination round, or it is a non-elimination round. So that is not clear yet. Okay, if we get any particular details, then we'll let you know. But currently, if you crack your technical assessment for Gen Z Elevate, or if you crack your aptitude test for Gen Z, if you clear that, then you will go for the communication assessment. After the communication assessment, if you are a Gen Z Elevate opted candidate, then you will go for Gen Z Elevate technical interview. If you have opted for Gen Z and if you crack this test, then you will go for Gen Z SME interview. Okay. So now what happens in the interview? So if you go for Gen Z interview, okay, if you are getting selected for Gen Z's interview, either you can get selected and you will get a Gen Z offer. Okay. Or you can get rejected and you are out of the process. In Gen Z Elevate interview, if you perform very well, then you can get a Gen Z Elevate offer. Okay. But if you are rejected for Gen Z Elevate offer, and if they find you suitable for Gen Z offer, then they will give you Gen Z offer. Okay. If they don't find you suitable for both the roles, then they might even reject you. Okay. So I hope this particular process is clear to you. You register based on your screening. They will select you for the next test round. While registration, you have to either select Gen Z Elevate or you have to select Gen Z. Okay. If you clear the technical or aptitude test, you'll go for the communication test. Okay. After that, there are Gen Z Elevate technical interview or Gen Z SME interview. If you crack the interview, then you will get the offer. Okay. For Gen Z, if you crack the interview, you will get Gen Z offer. Gen Z Elevate, there are two, you can say options. If you can get Gen Z Elevate offer if you perform very well. And if you don't perform very well, if you are suitable for Gen Z role, then they will give you even Gen Z offer. Okay. So I hope you have understood this particular selection process. This is already shared to you by Cognizant. Okay. Now, what is this screening basically? If you have gone through the PDF, then given by Cognizant to your college, you might have noticed this particular line. Okay. To qualify for Gen Z Elevate technical assessments, candidates should have at least basic hands-on proficiency in programming, which should be supported through evidence submitted in registration process. Now, what is this basically? Okay. So if you are selecting Gen Z, then there is no issue because Gen Z, they do not expect technical knowledge, but if you have, it is a plus point. Okay. So they're not expecting any technical knowledge if you are applying for Gen Z role. But if you are applying for Gen Z Elevate role, then they are expecting basic level of proficiency in programming. And for that, they are asking you to upload certificates. Okay. Now, during the registration form, you might see there will be two options. If any one of you has filled, you might have seen there will be two options. One is basic skill and second is advanced skill. Now, basic skill is mandatory. Which are those basic skills? Let me just tell you. The first is Java. Second is C#. Third is C or C++. Fourth is Python. Fifth is SQL. And then HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay. Out of these, if you have got any one certification, a certificate that you have completed a course on any one of these, then you have to upload that particular certificate. Okay. So it will act as a evidence that you have got some basic knowledge in programming. Okay. So all our masterclass students, if you are watching this particular video, if you have completed any of our courses on the dashboard, make sure you collect the certificate from us before you upload it on the portal. Okay. So you have to upload a certificate, and that is the evidence which you have to submit during the registration process if you are opting for Gen Z Elevate. Okay. Now, most important thing now, guys, when you should opt for Gen Z Elevate and when you should opt for Gen Z. If you feel that you are not technically sound, you cannot write even a very simple program. If you are from a non-IT background, okay, maybe if you are from electronics, ENTC, and you have not, you do not have any knowledge of coding, it is better to apply for Gen Z. Why I will tell you that? Because in this technique, you opt for Gen Z Elevate and if you upload some certificate, okay, if you don't crack this technical assessment, then you'll be out of the process. Okay. But for aptitude, at least you can prepare and crack it. Okay. So if you are good with any one programming language, if you are good, I'm not saying you should be very excellent. You should be at least decent with one programming language, DSA and DBMS. These three are very important for Gen Z Elevate test, because I'm going to show you some of the very important details after this particular slide, in which you will understand why these three are very important. Okay. So programming language, anyone should be good with all the programming fundamentals. DSA, you should be good and you should have enough knowledge of DBMS. Okay. Because if you don't have this knowledge, if you opt for Gen Z Elevate by uploading, if you cannot crack this technical assessment, they are not going to say that, okay, now appear for aptitude test. No, you'll be getting eliminated from here. Okay. So that's the reason. Make sure that you assess yourself, what is your current level, and accordingly you need to apply. Okay. You can take help from your training placement officer or any of your teachers in your college, and then you can apply. Okay. Yes. So this is most important thing. Now, this pattern which I'm going to tell you now, right now, okay, is based on previous year exam. Okay. If there is any change in the number of questions, time, and if we get to know any information about it, we will update you. If Cognizant has already conducted pre-placement talk in your college, and if you have got to know a new pattern apart from this, then you can share it with us and we'll let you know. Now, this is generally the pattern which the company has shared last time. Test duration 100 minutes, MCQs out of that are 15 questions, 30 minutes, conceptual and code analysis, section 2 coding 4 questions, 70 minutes, case study. Now students get confused about what actually is case study, what actually is this conceptual and code analysis. So this is not the detailed pattern. You'll not understand anything from this particular thing. Okay, you'll understand that there are just 15 MCQs, 30 minutes, 4 coding or case study questions, 70 minutes. Now we have done a detailed analysis based on the actual last year paper. Okay, last year the exam for Gen-Z Elevate was conducted on Metal platform. So actually there are not 2 sections. There are actually 7 sections. Okay. So how these sections, this is last year pattern. Okay. If there are any changes, we'll let you know. But this you can take an idea that if it is a 100 minutes test with 15 MCQs and 4 coding questions, then this is going to be the pattern. Okay. So the first 4 sections are MCQ sections, and the next 3 sections are having hands-on, or you can say coding. Okay. Now, why these sections I have differently named? Because each one has different timer. Okay. So first section is MCQ with 4 questions and 8 minutes. Second section, again MCQ. I'm going to share you detailed. Again MCQ, 3 questions, 6 minutes. Section 3, again MCQ, 3 questions, 6 minutes. And section 4 MCQ, 5 questions and 10 minutes. So if you check this 3 plus 3, 6 plus 4, 10 plus 5, 15 questions, and this 30 minutes. So this is that 15 question, 30 minutes, how it is divided. Okay, so you can take a screenshot of this. And guys, if you're liking the way we are taking effort, then make sure you like this video right now, because you won't get this analysis anywhere on the internet. Okay, we have taken efforts to find out this particular analysis. Okay, now first 4 sections, you have understood how 15 questions are divided and how 30 minutes are divided. Next 3 sections, in the section number 5, hands-on, there are 2 coding questions with 30 minutes time. After that, section 6, there is 1 coding question with 20 minutes time. And section 7 is again hands-on. This is a SQL question. I will tell you that it is 1 question with 20 minutes time. Okay, so 30 and 20, 50, 70, and this 30, 100 minutes. So 100 minutes, and how this is divided, you have understood this particular thing. Okay, now let us go in detail. So the first section, that is the MCQ section, that has 4 questions and 8 minutes. These are mostly based on the programming fundamentals. Pseudocode questions are asked. These are not specific to any particular language, but in some questions, there were MCQ questions in which we saw that the syntax was of Python. Okay, but most of the questions were not specific to some language. They were conceptual questions or pseudocode questions. So pseudocode questions are not based on any particular language. Okay, so first section, 4 questions, 8 minutes, pseudocode, basic programming logic, functions, recursive algorithm, inheritance, loops, and pointers. So MCQs were based on these particular concepts. Okay, you can take a screenshot later on. Whenever you study, you can refer this. Okay, next, section 2, there were 3 questions, 6 minutes. Okay, and those were mostly based on DSA and algorithms. So data structure algorithms was the most asked in this particular section. 3 questions, but mostly based on tree traversal. So there were different sets. Okay, so different student had different set exam. So in different sets, we had analyzed and we came out with these particular topics. It does not mean that you will get questions on all of this. Okay, so there will be questions based on this. 3 questions can be based on any of these concepts. Okay, so I'll not read all this. So just major things, tree traversal, series type questions, DSA, there are some sorting algorithms, graphs, okay, deletion of node in a tree, such kind of questions. Soon, guys, we will upload some of the actual exam question videos on YouTube, so that you will get an idea about how these MCQ questions were. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon, so that whenever we'll upload the new video, you will get a notification. Okay, so we'll upload those videos soon. We'll upload videos on MCQ, as well as we'll upload videos on the coding section as well. Okay, now these were the important topics for section 2. Section 3 was based on questions based on greedy algorithm and dynamic programming. Okay, so there were questions to find time and space complexity. Okay, with which were provided with relations, pseudocodes. There were some code snippets. Output was, you have to tell the output. Okay, matrix chain multiplication using dynamic programming. Such kind of questions were also asked in 3rd section. Okay, so again 3 questions, 6 minutes, based mostly on greedy and dynamic. Okay, the 4th section entirely was based on DBMS. Now, whatever study you will do for this particular section will be useful for you for the 7th section, which is based on SQL query. Okay, so 4th section, 5 questions, 10 minutes, based on DBMS, database relationships, keys, joins, DCL, DML, DDL, TCL commands. Okay, these all are important topics. So you can take a screenshot and later on you can refer. Okay. Next, section 5 was now. So MCQ sections end here. 15 MCQs, 30 minutes end here. Section 5 was coding with 2 questions, 30 minutes. These were of medium level, you can say. So 2 questions, 30 minutes, you can understand that you can solve these questions in 15 to 20 minutes. So one question will take 10 minutes. Another question might take 20 minutes or 15 minutes. Okay. So string arrays, recursion functions, sum of continuous array elements. Okay. String lowercase uppercase conversion, basic DSA, okay, is required to solve. Palindrome string questions were there, bitwise operations were there, reversing a character in a string. So you can say this particular section or these 2 coding questions were not that difficult. They were easy to medium questions. Okay. The sixth section, or the section in which there was just 1 coding question, okay, of 20 minutes. This was a little bit difficult than these 2 questions. Okay. So this was based on arrays and DSA. Okay, so you can check here 2D array, operator precedent, DSA, tree traversal. Whenever we'll take the actual questions in our masterclass, or we will upload some sample videos on YouTube, you'll understand what type of question this was. Okay, so 2 questions in section 5 for 30 minutes, 1 question in section 6 for 20 minutes. Okay, this was a little bit difficult than the section 5 question. This is the last question of section 7, which you will be taking 20 minutes to solve, because you have to write down a SQL query. Okay. And there are different options given to you, like MS SQL, MySQL, Oracle, Postgres, or Maria database, DB. Okay. So these are the options available, whichever database you are used to, you can select that option and you can write down the query. Okay. So they provide you a database schema and you have to write a query according to that. Okay, we'll take a sample question on YouTube for this particular type of question as well. Okay, the important topics are listed for this particular question. SQL queries, all the commands, joins, these are the important topics for this particular question. So guys, this is what is there for Gen Z Elevate. Now you can decide based on whatever this discussion, whether you have got a little bit experience in all of these, you can say, concepts, then you can apply for Gen Z Elevate. But if many of these terms are very new to you, and if the exam is maybe we don't know the exam dates, it will be communicated to you by your college. But if it is in next 10 days, then practically it is impossible to learn all of this. And if you get rejected, it will be difficult. So make sure you self-analyze yourself before you apply for Gen Z Elevate or Gen Z. Okay. Now this is the Gen Z test pattern. Okay. This is very easy compared to Gen Z Elevate. Based on last year pattern, it was conducted on MCAT. You might have seen test where SHL is written. So SHL is nothing but is an MCAT platform. Okay. So there were 3 sections: quant, verbal, logical. Quant 25 questions, 35 minutes. Verbal 20 questions, 20 minutes. Logical 35 questions, 45 minutes. So simple. The level of difficulty also was easy to medium. This year, if any of the pattern changes, any of these things changes, we'll let you know. Okay, whenever we'll get an update. Okay. These are some of the important topics, those who are preparing for Gen Z. And last year, after the exam, we had put a post on our 2022 batch Instagram page. So 90% of the questions were similar to the questions which we had already conducted in our masterclass. Okay. There were a few questions which were exactly same, which we had conducted in the masterclass. So that was the thing which happened for Gen Z last year. Okay. So you can take a screenshot. I'm not going to read out these topics. You might have already been familiar with this kind of topics, which we have, because you have already started your placement preparation. If not, then you can start with Talent Battle. Okay. So guys, this is what we wanted to tell you in this particular session. Now, most important thing, we are going to start with Cognizant Masterclass from 6th of August. We are going to conduct a lot of live training as well as recorded sessions. So we are going to conduct 20 plus hours of live training for Gen Z role. Similarly, for 20 plus hours for Gen Z Elevate. If Gen Z next launches, 20 plus hours of live training for Gen Z next role. 60 plus hours of recorded training for all of these 3 roles. Okay. So whatever previous year questions are there, all are covered in our live and recorded training. There will be mock test. If you're not good with C, C++, Java, if you're not good with quant, reasoning, verbal ability, there is a 300 plus hours of foundation training. Okay. Which you can go through, and it is from basic to advanced. Okay. Whichever course you complete, for example, if you complete DSA course or C, Java, any course, you'll get a certificate for that particular course. Technical and personal interview preparation is included along with 1 mock interview. Okay. So this is in short. If you're interested, you can join this particular masterclass. Now, I would like to ask Ajinkya to open the live chat. Okay, you can open the live chat, and
Yes,
students, if you have got any queries, you can ask. If you are not able to see the live, have you enabled Ajinkya? Ajinkya, just let me know once you enable. We'll just enable.
I have enabled it.
Okay. So, guys, we have enabled the live chat. And if you are not able to see the live chat option, just refresh your page or click on the video link once again. You'll be able to see the live chat option. Okay. So those who have joined the session right now before the live chat starts, we have discussed the selection process for Gen Z Elevate and Gen Z role. We have discussed the in-depth pattern analysis for last year Gen Z Elevate test. Okay, we have discussed about the important topics. So if you have joined the session right now, or if you joined in between, you can go through this video later on. We have discussed that there are all the important topics for the 7 sections. This was the pattern for Gen Z role and important topics. Okay, so I think the live chat is enabled. What is the eligibility criteria? So I think eligibility criteria will be conveyed to you by your college. Okay, and I think it is 60%. And for Gen Z Elevate role, only CSIT and circuit branch students are allowed. But for Gen Z, all branch students are allowed. This is the criteria, I think, for most of the colleges.
Amit, should I continue with the question answer?
Yes. So Ajinkya will continue
Just
with the question and answers.
okay.
Yeah.
Just keep this PPT on
Okay.
and go to the salary slide. So I will continue.
This one?
Yeah. Okay. So one by one, I will take the questions of the students. Okay. So hi everyone. I'm Ajinkya Kulkarni. So Amit has already covered the question related to eligibility criteria. The next question is when the company will come. Basically, this is an on-campus drive. So for many of the colleges already, training and placement officers have informed the students that they are going to have this particular opportunity. If your college has not informed you yet about this opportunity, you can check with them once. Shivam is saying I am weak in maths. Shivam, you need to decide. As Amit has already mentioned, you're having two options. Either you can go for the Gen C Elevate, which is more about the technical part, and Gen C, which is the aptitude part. To be honest, if you're not confident about technical as well, then I would suggest to go with Gen C. Okay, because the level of difficulty is like easy to medium, so it won't be that much challenging as compared to Gen C Elevate. One student is asking when the exam will be there. Your college training and placement officer will give you details about it. Salary details are available on the screen. What is screening? Sanyukta, I'm not able to understand your doubt. How much should we get in technical round to pass? Now, Aryan, actually companies will never disclose the exact passing or cutoff marks, even it is for a Gen C Elevate or Gen C or any other company. So it depends on the number of students who register for the exam, who attempt the exam, and what exactly is the requirement of the company. So I would suggest, rather than thinking more about the cutoff, just make sure you're focusing on putting your best efforts. Yes. Now, if you're not able to send us a chat message, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Then you will be able to send a chat out. MCA students can apply. Mahesh, once you need to check with your training and placement officer. Same with Mohammed. Otherwise, asking, do you also conduct masterclass for persistence system? Right now, we have not included persistence specific training into the masterclass, but whatever foundation training we take for the aptitude and then the technical like C, CPP, Java, Python, database, data structure, everything is useful for all other companies as well. Even last year, we had many students who were placed in persistent. If we start specific training for the persistent, we will definitely let you know. For Gen Z data interpretation is there or not? I had not seen somewhere in the Sai, we will put the exact like what are the important topics and what were the questions which were previously asked on our Instagram as well as YouTube. You will get the details. Vivek is asking, will CSIT students have to give aptitude exam? Vivek, it depends on the choice which you make. If you go for Gen C exam, yes, you need to attempt the aptitude. If you go for Gen C Elevate, it will be more about technical. Jaya, yes, it is on campus exam. We have also provided 10% discount code. So suppose if you want to join the Cognizant Masterclass, you can join it. It is starting from the 6th August. If you have multiple companies right now, like TCS, Infosys, or maybe Capgemini is going to come, Cognizant is there, Accenture is there. In that case, I would suggest you to register for the complete masterclass, because in complete masterclass, additionally, you get full stack development masterclass as well. And for the full stack development masterclass, we have tied up with around 11 companies. So you will be getting placement support for the full stack development course as well. Full stack development is an additional thing, so that we will be providing along with the complete masterclass. For that as well, Amit has provided the discount code in the chat box. Just let me go through the next question. MTech students can apply. You need to check with your training and placement officer once. Gaurav, this particular drive is for 2023 batch. If there is any separate drive for 2021 batch, we will let you know. Tarun, again the same thing. You need to check once with your training and placement officer. Basically, you can take a decision whether you want to. For Gen Z Elevate, they have kept some restrictions regarding the streams. Okay, for Gen Z, there is no restriction. Fees for masterclass for Gen Z next. Now, this is a good question actually, Madhur. You need to understand the Cognizant masterclass that we are taking. Role wise, you don't need to pay it separately. So once you register for the Cognizant masterclass, whether you want to give Gen C Elevate, maybe Gen Z next, whatever exam you want to give, everything you will get in the single Cognizant masterclass or even complete masterclass. So role wise, we are not going to take extra subscription. It is going to be a single course. Once you register for Cognizant masterclass, you'll be getting training for all the roles. You just need to decide which role you are applying for. Aryan is asking, my college, there was a placement of from Cognizant employees. It was last month. Since the training will start from August, from your end, will I have enough time to prepare? I'm in batch 15. Aryan, one thing you need to check, as you are already in batch 15, if you have completed most of the part related to foundation training, on your dashboard, you already have Cognizant specific course. So you can just start immediately today itself with the Cognizant specific videos. From 6th August, we will be starting with the live sessions. But for Cognizant, Capgemini, and other companies as well, we have already created recorded videos as well. Okay. So along with the recorded videos, live video is one additional thing which we provide, which other companies don't provide usually. So what I would recommend from today itself, once you decide whether you want to go for Gen Z or maybe Elevate, next has not launched yet. Depending on the role, you can start immediately with the preparation, and definitely you can cover all the preparation in next 15 to 20 days. Exam will be offline or online. Mostly it will be online. Still, your college will provide you the information. Akshay, need to check with training and placement officer once regarding the details. Is basics of any programming languages are enough for Gen Z? Yes, Sriram, it will be enough, because as you can check, anyhow for the initial test, they are going to have only aptitude test. During interview, you may first face some questions, like basic questions regarding technical part. So it will be enough. Mukul, you just once need to check with your training and placement officer regarding your doubt whether it will be allowed or not. Is it for civil engineering students? Again, you need to check with your TPO, like what instructions they provide for like branch wise. Please note this is for 2023 batch students. For 2022 batch Vamsi, they may like have one more off-campus drives. Okay, other companies are also planning for the off-campus drive for 2022 batch. Whenever they will launch it separately, we will let you know through our Instagram channel. CTC, as Amit has already shown on the screen, it will be 4 for Gen Z and then 4 for Elevate, plus there will be some skill bonus. When Cognizant will hire off campus, Shivesh, Cognizant usually takes off campus in the second, like the last semester, we can say, or after the graduation once it is over. Shashikant, since you are from production engineering, once you need to check with your training and placement officer whether you have this particular opportunity. It will be on campus. Can we apply both for Gen Z and Elevate profile? No, you need to choose one, and accordingly you need to continue with the next process. What is the difficulty level of interview, like Gen Z Elevate interview versus Gen Z interview? Anshul, definitely Gen Z interview will be easy, as compared to Gen Z Elevate. Okay, because in Gen Z Elevate, they are specifically focusing on the technical skills. In Gen Z, anyhow, they are not taking a technical test, they are taking aptitude test. So Gen Z interview will be comparatively easy if you compare with Gen Z Elevate. How they select for Gen Z Next? Arun, actually, last time for Gen Z Next, they had a drive at the start only. So last year, what happened? Gen Z Next and then the Gen Z were those two roles were started initially, and later on they went for Gen Z Elevate. This year, what they have done, they have started with Gen Z and Gen Z Elevate. Later on, your college may provide you some information regarding Gen Z Next. Prajwal, right now, no. Shashikant, I have cleared your doubt. What is the difficulty? Anshul, I have cleared your doubt. When will they take Gen Z Next or Gen Z Pro? We need to wait. Right now, they have launched only Gen Z and Gen Z Elevate. Probably in next 20 to 30 days, they will launch once they finish this particular registration process. But what I would recommend those students who are asking me about Gen Z Next, okay, just check with your training and placement officer once, like whether you want to apply for Gen Z or Gen Z Elevate, or you can wait for Gen Z Next. I don't think you need to wait for Gen Z Next, but your training and placement officer will clear your doubt regarding this. Okay. Those who are weak in aptitude, what they should do for Gen Z. Shivam, what I would suggest, like if you are weak in aptitude, you can join our Cognizant or maybe complete masterclass. It is more than enough. As Amit has already mentioned, like the last year, most of the questions which we have already taken during the masterclass were exactly those questions appeared exactly as it is. But you need to take the efforts. So you need to decide if you're good in technical, if you're confident in technical, maybe you can go for the Elevate. If you're not confident in any of the part, like you're not confident in aptitude, you're not confident in technical also, in that case I would recommend it will be easy to go for Gen Z, like the aptitude part rather than the technical part. Fees for Cognizant Masterclass is 1,999. Okay, 10% discount code is given. Prajwal, it is decision of company. They usually conduct drives for BCA, BCS students separately. So even TCS also does the same. Okay, so whenever there will be any information, we will let you know. Technical means what category it all contains. Prakash, I guess you have joined this particular session a bit late. Amit has covered all the details. Yes, Prakash, regarding technical part, Amir has already mentioned all the different sections. Okay, what I would recommend rewatch this particular video in which Amit has mentioned section wise what questions will be asked, and based on that you can take a decision whether you want to go for Gen Z or Elevate. Pramila, regarding CGPA percentage, your college training and placement officer will give you details. Like at yes, yes. What is the passing percentage for CSA exam? Right now, details are not available, Mukul. If I get any details regarding it, I will let you know. What will be the bonus for Gen Z Elevate along with base 4 LPA? Those details will be shared during the pre-placement talk. If it happens at your college, you can check with the HR manager. These are just overview, the details that we have received. Hima, right now I don't have that idea. Can you give some suggestions regarding some interview questions? Rajeshwari, right now don't worry about the interview related part. Okay, we will put some interview related preparation videos on our YouTube channel as well. If you are a masterclass student, anyhow you will get a mock interview preparation with the experts, whether it is a mock personal interview, mock technical interview, and all the preparation videos as well. You can go through it. Yes, Pushkar, it can be sufficient. I was a part of digital nurture program, and now I'm not eligible to register on campus for 6 months. Mujib, in that case, I would first suggest you to check with your TPO. Okay, like what to do. Suppose if you're already having an on-campus exam, check with him because it should not happen if they're having a strict instruction that you need to follow that 6 months rule. Then it will be better not to register. Okay, but if your TPO suggests you something, maybe using a different ID or something, in that case, you can check. But first, cross-check with your training and placement officer. What is the expected month for Gen Z on-campus assessment exam? Mukul, it may happen around August end. Okay, last year what happened? Last year, Cognizant exam was around October. This year they have started early. Almost all the companies are starting with their placement drives early. So you can consider around August end it may happen. Yes. Next is registration link. Swapnil, it is an on-campus drive. It is not an off-campus drive. So you will get the registration link from your college training and placement officer. Also, you need to understand whatever pattern we have shared, a detailed pattern. We worked really hard on that particular pattern. We cross-check many questions. Please make sure like this particular pattern is based on the previous year. Okay, whatever we have discussed is based on the previous year exam. So all the students who have joined late, okay, I would request you to watch the entire video. We have discussed the important topics related to Gen Z Elevate. We have discussed the important topics regarding Gen Z as well. You can go through it. Okay. Yes, this is on campus. On campus. Now, one more thing, as I have already mentioned, if you are having multiple companies right now, maybe TCS, Cognizant, Capgemini is going to come, Accenture, L&T, Infotech, Tech Mahindra, okay, different companies. If your Wipro will also launch its off-campus drive soon, that in that case, it will be better to join our complete placement preparation masterclass, because in complete placement preparation masterclass, you get the foundation training as well as company specific training, mock interviews, and then the full stack development masterclass is also available. And for full stack development masterclass, we are providing placement assistance as well. Now, suppose if it is not possible for you to go for Cognizant to go for complete masterclass, in that case, you can choose a company and take that masterclass. Like Cognizant masterclass, we are starting a training from 6th August. You can join that masterclass as well. Prakash, it is not like that. I guess, as I have mentioned later on, just go through that video again. You will get all the details. Mukul, just check with your training and placement officer once. You can try it with different ID, but I would recommend first to clarify it with your training and placement officer. What do you think about onboarding delay? Does there will be less hiring? Yes, many companies have delayed their onboarding for 2022 batch students. We also receive messages and mails from many students. It can happen due to the project requirements or project offerings which companies are having. Okay, so maybe their joinings may get delayed by 3 to 6 months. Okay, usually it is a normal procedure. Right now, I don't think there will be immediate impact on 2023 batch students. But for safer side, what I feel, whatever opportunities you're getting, consider it like you're having this as a last opportunity, and make sure you convert that opportunity. Make sure you get placed into that opportunity. In future, next month, next month, if you get more opportunity, that is well and good. But whatever limited opportunities you're getting, maybe on campus, off campus, even there can be some students right now into this video who are not having Cognizant. But you need to understand you have TCS opportunity. Okay. So if you have not started with the TCS opportunity yet, consider it as a golden opportunity and make sure you start working on it. We don't know what will happen in next 3 to 4 months. Okay. Mostly everything will be fine. The hiring will be normal, which happened last year. Okay. But still we need to be ready. If there are only limited opportunities, then you need to convert those. That is very important. Also, the validity of this particular masterclass, like Cognizant masterclass, is 1 year. If you register for the complete masterclass, the validity is 2 years. Okay. The students who are registering for the complete masterclass or the Cognizant masterclass, you will receive an email. Cognizant training will start from 6th August. Just to give you idea about the complete masterclass, already we are taking TCS training every day, Infosys training every day. We also finished with different like Infosys SPDSP training earlier. Okay, so if you are planning for the different companies, then you can go for the complete masterclass. Rupak is asking what is about the training in Cognizant, how much time company will send the job letter. Rupak, it depends on the company. Every company is having different process. Okay. 2023 hiring will be best. No, I'm not saying 2023 hiring will be less, but just you need to be ready. Consider each opportunity as a last opportunity and make sure you convert that. That is important. Mukul, all those details will be shared by the Cognizant HR. What I will try to do, whenever we get additional information, we will try to put that on our Instagram channel as well, 2023 channel. You will get details from there as well. Okay. So I guess Amit has shared multiple links. Okay. Cognizant masterclass validity is for 1 year. Complete masterclass validity is for 2 years. Cognizant training, we are starting from the 6th August. Okay. You can join it. Mayurish, if your college has not informed you about a Cognizant opportunity, maybe you may not have that particular opportunity right now. Once, like you can check with your training and placement officer if you're having Cognizant opportunity. If you don't have, don't waste the time. Immediately start with the next opportunity. Anyhow, TCS you will be having. Suppose if you have any other company, maybe DXC or any other company, start with that preparation. Prajwal, as I said, for BCA, BCS, like degree students, okay, companies conduct separate drive. So whenever there will be a separate drive, we will let you know. Meghna is asking what is the duration of training. Meghna, basically, for the Cognizant, if I talk specifically, for Cognizant Gen C, 20 hours of live training will be there. Additional 20 hours of recorded training we have already provided. So total 40 hours you can consider. For Gen C, next as well, 20 hours of live training, additional training is there. Gen C Elevate also 20 hours of live training, additional recorded training is there. Okay. So live sessions are additional thing. Recorded sessions are also there. We conduct live session because it helps the student to prepare with the latest questions. That is the reason we conduct live sessions for all the companies which we have under our masterclass. Mayuri is saying I'm from. Mayuri, it has already started actually. Once you can check, maybe you may not have that particular opportunity right now. You can just check with your seniors also once whether you like they had a Cognizant opportunity last time. Depending on that, you can take a decision. The eligibility criteria your training and placement officer will convey. Usually it is 60%. Ashok, the complete masterclass fee is 4,999. 10% discount code Amit has already provided. You can utilize it. Can you clarify about the internship session for Cognizant? Mukul, I'm not getting the doubt exactly. Dibdarup, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so Amit has shared the Instagram link as well and different package links. See you on 6th August. Suppose if you are preparing for multiple companies, please don't waste your time. Join the complete masterclass today itself. As I mentioned, we have already started with TCS, Infosys, different company specific sessions. You can directly start with it. Okay. So Amit, I will end this particular session. If you are having any doubts, you can message us on Instagram. Okay. Amit has shared the referral code as well. Okay. Yes, I'm ending this session. Thank you again for joining. In case of any doubt, you can send, you can put comment on this particular video, or you can ask us on Instagram as well. Thank you again.